poetry that came out of a project, out of a class that I put together at USC together with another graduate student when I was there, Genevieve Kaplan. And this was a class for graduate students interested in textual materiality who were writers to begin to think about the relationship between the shape of their work and the work itself. So we were engaged in both the creation and study of artists' books. And my project for the class was to think about the relationship between book arts and digital writing. And I set myself the task of creating a work of electronic literature that would help me think about how I, as a reader, am navigating these two spaces, that I'm reading more and more online in digital formats, but also still very much in love with the book as an object. At the time, I was also working at the letterpress lab at Lewis College of Art and Design, so very much engaged in the creation of physical book objects. And what came out of this, I'm sorry, the noise of this microphone is going to be just, that's okay. Can you hear me okay? Mm-hmm. All right, I'm a loud talker. So what came about was this book, Between Page and Screen, which is a collaboration with Brad Bass, and it's a book of poems that, oh, thank you, that doesn't contain any text. Rather, what it contains are these black and white geometric shapes and instructions to the reader to hold the words in your hands. Visit betweenpageandscreen.com. If you do, this is what you're confronted with. The reader sees her own or his own image. And when the book is open, the poems appear. Dear S, I fasten to become compact, but listen, that's only part your impact. I always wanted to fit a need. It's my character to pin, impinge, a twinge of jealousy, that fang tattoo. Last night on the patio, poco, patois between us, unseemly and peasant, pleasant. Let's spread out the pent-up moment, pentimento, memento, a pact, our stories spinto, no more Esperanto, P. And in between these love letters are concrete poems that play off of the words. This is spin, pin, into spinto. Dear P, I take your point. I didn't mean to cut, it's my stripe, my type. I'd rather shear than share. I wear a scarf to hide my scars. My scabs have scabs. My heart's a shard. I am that Scaramouche. I like a joust. My tattoo says keep out. I prefer Eris to arias you guessed, a bard of scabbards, a chorus of harass. Our nocturnal skirmish was a junto, just that, S. Sheer, sheer, share, shares, shears, she, hears, ear, shears. Dear S.U. Blanche, I didn't mean to impale you with my pin, my origins to join, to stake a claim. But that route, payless leads both ways, to palisade and pull, but also travel and travail. I ply this narrow palette, not to palter, but to plate our letters, keeping pace. Let it lax, scabs can be peeled back, pass. Pale, pall, peel, pull. Dear P, you give me space to undulate, share it. My best subject was always division. I like partition. You only get a portion of the stuff that makes me up or anyone. The rest DNA is rose, eros, by another nom. So, poems grow to face light, heroes bit by bite, know all about Amaranth. It'll take a long time for this whole thing to scroll by. If anyone wants to check it out at home. And here's our shield, because screen comes from an Indo-European word that means to shine, from which we get all of these militaristic words like skirmish and scrimmage and shield and sword. Dear S, a screen is a shield, but also a veil. It's sheer and can be shorn. There's a neat gap between these covers, a gate through which you've slipped your tang. Paper cuts too, swordsmith. Let's name this pagan pageant, these rows of lines or vines that link us together. P. And here's another anagrammatic one based on this pageant. Page, don't cage me. Why this mania to name what's between us? That way is carnage, carnal carnival. We share text's fleshy network, your trellis and my tendency to excoriate, your fang and my carnassials. We like leather, you have ivy, I've a bouquet of charnel carnations, carrion incarnate. Don't shoot the courier, ace, your cute arrive, S. And this little piggy is made of anagrams of the word charcuterie, which comes from the same root as screen as well. Charcuterie, of course, sliced, diced, cured meat. Circuit the rue, accrue their creature, chi, each recruit, a heretic cur, a chic uriner, archer, cutie, a cute richer, puria etcher, airy crutch, catcher I rue, cash I rut, racier shoot, accrue her it, cacti hue air, ace their cur. Dear S, that trellis is a metaphor, it props me up. I propagate agate pages, a paper argot, wrapped tropes. Be my accord? What are boundaries anyway? P. And of course the page is a kind of trellis to which lines of language are fixed. And of course in this book, the lines can't be fixed. They only exist enough between the space that the reader has to open up. Dear P, we're running out of words, so I'll be curt, curtail, and curtail my tale. You're a core, a shore, a sight. I regret the fight. Don't forget to write. S. P.S. A postscript, post-haste, post-face. There is no postscript. Sleep tight.